Hey everybody, this is Danny. I wanted to do a video about the care and watering of Zygopetalum orchids. Some people say they're hard to grow and some people say they're easy to grow. For me, they have been pretty easy to grow because they are a great windowsill orchid for my care. Because they don't like direct sunlight. No direct sunlight for these orchids. Their leaves are very thin and can't handle direct sunlight, and any direct sunlight will burn your leaves. Now, speaking about the leaves, they are very thin, like I said, but you see that spotting there? Nothing to worry about. These orchids can throw temper tantrums on you. But I wanted to show you, so this is a zygo that I have in bloom right now. I will show you the name really quick in case you're interested. There's her name. So the leaves do fall off of the pseudobulbs. These are the pseudobulbs right here. And the leaves will brown and they will eventually disconnect themselves. So if you see this, that's normal. The whole leaf will eventually turn brown and disconnect from this pseudobulb. This one here. You know, if you're not experienced with zygos, you would be like, oh no, what's happening to my orchid? What's going on with it? Don't fret, don't worry, it is normal. Okay? I also wanted to talk to you about temperature with the Zygopetalums. They are a cool growing orchid. They can take down to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And you also need a drop in temperature to promote flower spikes with Zygopetalums. So you see this new growth right here that I have. Okay, I should get a flower spike out of that. Let's see if I can show you any more new growth. This is, nope, that's an old one. This is a new growth. Right there is a new growth. So they will have to get a drop in temperature by about 10 degrees at nighttime versus your daytime temperature to promote a blooming flower spike. Okay. What else? Also, the leaves. I want to mention something else about the leaves. The leaves do not like water setting on them. Okay, so if you go and you shower your orchid with the hose or whatever you water your orchids with, if you're not having direct airflow onto your orchid immediately afterwards to dry that water off, you're going to get spotting on your leaves. You're going to get spots on your leaves from that also. I wanted to talk about a little bit more about the pseudobulbs. So you see here how you can just see a little bit of wrinkling. Okay, but other than that, it's nice and plump. Nice and plump. You see that? Now see how these ones are a little bit more wrinklier? When they start getting pretty wrinkly on you, that means you're not watering your orchid enough. It wants more water, okay? That's how you want them to look. Nice and plump and fat and juicy like that. Now, the roots on Zygopetalums are thick. They like moisture. This plant does like moisture. So I do not let it go bone dry. I stick my finger down to my middle knuckle in there. And if it's just a little bit moist, I water. And how I water them is I fill up a tub or a sink, and I fill it up enough to where water's just touching the base right there, and I let it soak for about 10 minutes. Now I want to tell you guys that these are prone to new growths rotting. So if that happens to you, don't get discouraged, because it has happened to me on this big guy here. And when it, it was turning black, so I plucked it out and I dabbed some cinnamon on it. And about 2 weeks later, it gave me a new growth from the other side. So don't fret if your new growth is starting to turn black. What else can I tell you? Air movement is really important with these orchids. You don't want them to go bone dry. The scent on most of the Zygos that I have, except for this one doesn't smell, but the scent to me is spicy or peppery with a background hint of floral. So I really enjoy it. And they come in all different blooming sizes. This is blooming size, and look how little this is compared to this. This is actually new growth right here that will send up a flower spike. I pot them in, because I told you they like to be airy, so I pot them in about, that size bark mixed with some pebbles. This one I put moss on top of right here just to promote a little bit more roots, because it was lacking on roots. When I repot this one, it'll go into a terracotta pot, clay pot, with a mixture of bark and pebble. I water once a week in my environment, and that's all they need. They're the perfect windowsill orchid because they don't want direct sunlight, and they like the conditions of my house. So I hope to make a bloom video once all of this new growth I have on my Zygos spikes out and blooms for me. Okay, if you have any questions about Zygos, leave a comment, and hopefully I can answer your questions for you. Look how pretty that bloom is. I'm just in love with it. Just in love with it. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. I forgot to mention what I feed my Zygos. I feed Cow Mag every time I water them. That calcium magnesium helps build strong leaf structure. Okay? And I also use Epsom salt. I use this probably once every third time I water. Okay? So I just wanted to let you guys know what I use to feed these Zygopetalum orchids. All right, guys. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.